from cystic deep acne that turns into scar tissue that takes literally months to heal. You getting in my way. Closed coma.
No, you knocked him right out of there.
Did I knocked him right out?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. My skin has seriously done a number on me over the past year, okay? Late 20s was not kind to my skin. I am 30 now. Things changed. That's all I'm gonna say. So today, I wanna share my skincare routine, and some of you might be like, girl, this is so overkill. But listen, it's been a journey, all right? About a year ago, my face erupted into the most chaotic adult acne, which was such a gift, truly. Thanks, universe. I really wanted adult acne. I really truly feel like skincare is one of those things that you have to tackle internally and externally. So I have been doing this skincare supplement. So I take this with my breakfast in the morning. I'll be honest, I'm not good at swallowing pills. This is what it looks like, the capsule. So I open the capsule and I put it into like a little spoonful of yogurt, and I just swallow that down, like the powder in the yogurt, and that's how I get them down. But you just take one a day. I have been taking this. It's really great for reducing fine lines and wrinkles. So this is an anti-aging skincare supplement, and it's also really good for creating more hydrated, supple skin. So it's tackling two issues that I have been trying to tackle. This is the Rituals High Sera supplement. This includes 2 clinically proven ingredients that help reduce the sign of fine lines and wrinkles, and that is Hyabest and Ceratique. Each bottle comes with a 30-day supply, and they recommend using it for 90 days before you're going to be able to see the full results start to take effect. It is a subscription-based model, so you're going to get a constant resupply before you run out, because consistency with any type of health and wellness or skincare product is so key to being able to see the results that they're promising. There's free shipping, and they ship to the US, Canada, and the UK, and they guarantee your joy, okay? They're guaranteeing you're gonna like this and be happy and satisfied with the product. And if you are not satisfied with your first month's supply, then it is on Ritual. If you would like to incorporate the Ritual High Sera supplement into your skincare routine or any of their other supplements, you can use code Mollyberg to get 25% off your first order. And I will leave all the info for that in the description box below. Now, I want to go over my skincare journey a little bit. I started using skincare and doing a full skincare routine when I was 11, which I begged my mom for. I have truly always been the makeup, fashion, hair, beauty girly, all right? So I got into skincare around 11 years old, and I dealt with acne throughout my teen years. I got my period at 11, so I started developing a little bit of acne around then. 18, it was pretty bad. Like 16 to 18 was the peak of how bad my acne was. And at 18 years old, I went on 6 weeks of tetracycline, which is an antibiotic, and that essentially eliminated my acne completely for a decade. My skin was fantastic. I would get the odd hormonal breakout, but that was it. And then a year ago, the world had other plans. I deal with every form of acne, from cystic deep acne that turns into scar tissue that takes literally months to heal. So I deal with blackheads, whiteheads, closed comedones, and it all started when I got about, no exaggeration, 50 closed comedones all underneath my chin and jawline, and they just slowly creeped up my cheeks. And that took about 8 months to resolve. And so I'm gonna go into everything. I have some affordable skincare, I have some expensive skincare, I have some prescription skincare, I've been doing some skincare treatments at my dermatologist, I use some tools, like I am going through all of it. Now, on top of dealing with adult acne, I have dehydrated skin that is sensitive, and I also, of course, am trying to target some anti-aging because I am 30. Multiple things going on here, and I know that's going to be pretty niche if you are dealing with the exact same stuff, but even if you're just dealing with one of these things, I hope some of what I share can help, because it's taken me a long time, a lot of research, and a lot of conversations to get to the point where I have the routine that I do now. Probably for the worst, likes to try new products. I say for the worst because if you have sensitive skin, you have acne prone skin, sometimes playing around with new products isn't the best thing for you, but I do cycle them in one at a time, and I highly recommend that. That way you know exactly what is triggering it. Like if you develop a breakout or dry skin or a rash, you didn't just try 5 new products at once. So if you're gonna try new products, always cycle one in at a time. If you are dealing with some of the skin concerns that I have, I do recommend seeking professional help from a dermatologist. I am not her. I'm just telling you what works for me. Now, my skincare routine in the morning is the most stripped back. All I do in the morning is I'll use some warm water on a washcloth and I wipe my face. I do not use any cleanser. Some people like to cleanse in the morning, and that's great, but if you have acne prone skin or if you have dehydrated skin, especially if you have dehydrated skin, washing your face with cleanser in the morning isn't necessarily the best option. And for me, my skin behaves better if I do not cleanse in the morning. But what I will do is I will then go in with these 2 products. I spray this Think Smart Hypochlorous Acid spray on my face, and I use this Anua Heart Leaf toner, which is really good for dehydrated skin. So these are the 2 products that I will use after using plain water. Then I go in with the Vanicream Vitamin C. This is a very affordable product, as are both of these, especially this Think Smart. I shared about this product in this video right here, where I shared affordable alternatives to expensive products I love. So this is a really great option, and I will link as much of this below as possible. But I use this because vitamin C can be really hard to find a good one for people with sensitive skin. It can be a really irritating ingredient, and this one is really good for sensitive skin. I found out about this from a dermatologist, and they recommended this as a vitamin C for sensitive skin. Like I said, super affordable, not a sexy brand, not a sexy product, but it works. And vitamin C is a really, really, really great active to include in your morning skincare routine. It's gonna help with brightening, it's gonna help with discoloration in the skin, and it's a great anti-aging product to include in your skincare routine, because one thing that really adds to the quote aging look is dark spots and discoloration. That's something that happens over time as we age, and we have acne scarring, and we have sun damage and things like that. So I use that, and then I go in with this, which is a prescription product. This is essentially a topical alternative to spiralactone. Spiralactone is an oral medication that you can take for especially hormonal acne, which a lot of mine is hormonal, but I do have acne all month long. My skin doesn't discriminate, but this is particularly good for inflammation. So that's gonna be those big inflamed acne. This isn't gonna help with like blackheads and things like that, or even closed comedones. This is the cystic acne, the deep acne, the big whiteheads. That's what this is gonna be best for. And like I said, this is a topical alternative to spiralactone. It's called Winlevi, and I use this in the morning and at night. I use it twice a day. At first, my dermatologist recommended just in the morning, but my acne said, nay, we're sticking around. So we upped it to twice a day. So I do use this morning and night. Now I will be very transparent. If your insurance does not cover this, it is ridiculously expensive. I think it's about $1,000 for this tube. Yes, you heard that correctly. I said $1,000. Shocking, I'm aware. I do not pay that. I pay $90 for the tube, which is still expensive, but it is a medication and it's not $1,000. So I appreciate that. So definitely make sure before you get your hands on this that your insurance will cover it. I'm extremely grateful that mine does. Then before I put on my makeup, I move on to sun safety, the sunscreen portion of this video. Now, that is something that highly contributes to premature aging, which I'm not trying to stop the aging process, I'm trying to stop premature aging. Sun damage is a massive contributor to everything from skin cancer to wrinkles to sunspots and discoloration. And all of that is stuff that I want to try to avoid, especially skin cancer. And I will admit that I did not take sun safety seriously my entire life. I live in LA, I have for 6 years. I have not taken it seriously living here. My skin has taken a beating from that. I grew up spending my summers swimming, a camp counselor out at summer camps, did not wear sunscreen. I got a lot of sunburns in my day, especially I'm fair skinned, I have freckles. So it's something that I've been taking really seriously, particularly since 2022, when my mom did have a skincare cancer scare, and that really woke me up. So now I take it very seriously and I layer multiple sun safety products. The first one is my love. This is the Kiehl's Better Screen, which is a serum sunscreen. The biggest factor for me with not wanting to use sunscreen was a texture thing. I don't like the heavy, thick feeling of sunscreen, and that's always why I just avoided putting it on. This is a really lightweight feel, and I really like it. It just blends into the skin seamlessly. It is a 50 SPF, and I just adore this. This is my favorite. I love it, but that's not enough. Even though it's 50, I layer, as I said. So then I go in with this, which is the Naked Sundays, and this is one of those like glowy bases. You know, everybody loves the like Drunk Elephant Debronzy drops and the Glow Recipe ones and all of the glow drops. This is like that. This is the, is it called Opal or something? It's some kind of, this is the Pearl shade. So it is a very light shimmer. It's gonna be good for my fair-skinned girlies. They also have a tanned one that I use when I have a fake tan. And then they have a non-pigmented one. And I put these on after the Better Screen. This is also SPF 50, and it is, I don't have anything else to say. It's very lightweight, which is what I like in my sunscreen products. Like I said, it does deliver that like glowy, shimmery look. And then another alternative for a lightweight sunscreen that I like is the Naturium. What is this one called? It's the antioxidant SPF 50. I don't know. It's a lightweight, I mean, you can literally hear how lightweight that is. So this is another lightweight one that I love, very affordable. This is a great affordable alternative to the Better Screen. I'm not at all trying to compare them. They're not comparable. This is not a dupe. I'm saying that they're both SPF 50 and they're both lightweight. And this one's gonna be a lot more affordable if that is something that's important for you. And then after I do my makeup, and in my handbag, in my beach bag, in my pool bag is this, which is also from Naked Sundays, and it is the Hyaluronic Acid Hydrating Facial Mist Sunscreen, and this is also SPF 50. I know, I'm a little crazy with my sunscreen, but I gotta take this stuff seriously. And then of course, just daily habits that I add into my routine, like making sure I'm drinking a lot of water. Now, contrary to popular belief, dehydrated skin honestly often does not have anything to do with being dehydrated internally. It is just a genetic thing. My mom has dehydrated skin, and I developed dehydrated skin as I aged. Skin changes as you age. I did not have dehydrated skin growing up. It is something that happened in my late 20s, and it's just genetic for me. So drinking a lot of water helps. It helps overall skin health and overall internal health, but it does not change the fact that genetically I just have dehydrated skin. Then we go on to my evening routine, which is a little bit more extensive. First off, I do wear makeup, and even if you don't wear makeup but you wear SPF, it's really important to double cleanse to get everything off of your skin. I like to use a cleansing balm first to remove my makeup. My absolute favorite one is Pharmacy Green Clean. I'm currently using the Tatcha one, which is also really good. But a really great affordable one that I use a lot is the e.l.f. Hello Hydration one. Way more affordable, really great product. I think Pharmacy Green Clean can't be beat in terms of performance, but that's a really great affordable one. And the Tatcha one's great too. I'm using it because I have it. I'm not gonna waste it. But yeah, Pharmacy and the e.l.f. for an affordable option would probably be my two top recommendations if you want to try a cleansing balm. Then I go in with my cleanser. This is the Prequel Cleanser, which is a brand that is dermatologist founded and formulated. And this cleanser is called cleanser because it is quite literally like half glycerin. And glycerin is a very hydrating product. A lot of cleansers can be quite stripping for my skin, so I'm really careful with which cleansers I use. This is very affordable. You get this big bottle. You can use it not only on your face, it is fragrance-free, it's great for sensitive skin, great for dehydrated skin. You can also use it on your body as a body wash. So this is double duty beauty. We love that. And I really can't recommend this enough. It's such a great hydrating formula that is still gonna get you squeaky clean without stripping your skin. Then I go in with the exact same toner and Think Smart Hypochlorous Acid Spray combo. Always great to be able to reuse the same products in the routine. Then I go in with a barrier support serum. I absolutely adore the Kate Somerville Delicate, and if that's in your budget, I can't recommend it enough. But I was kind of sick of paying that price for how much I use it. So I instead have been using the Cocoa Kind Barrier Support Serum and the Ordinary Barrier Support Serum. If I had to pick between one or the other, they're very similar price points, and I think I do like the Ordinary one a little bit better, but honestly, they're both fantastic options. And that's going to help protect the barrier, which is really important because a lot of active ingredients, especially for us sensitive skin girlies and dehydrated skin girlies, a lot of active ingredients can really disrupt the barrier and cause chaos. You will know you have a disrupted barrier if every single thing you put on your skin burns like hell, and that happens to me. So, barrier support serum, very important. Then I use this Honest Beauty eye cream, which is like a very thick, oily, almost petroleum jelly-like consistency, but it is a clean beauty brand, so it's not that. It is fragrance free though. It's like a bit of a like natural funky smell, but it's not terrible. And I use this because around my eyes, my skin is extra sensitive, as it is for a lot of people, but I have hypersensitive skin around my eyes, and that I've always had. The skin is thinner around your eyes. So I put this down before I put on this product, which is another one my dermatologist recommended for me. This one specifically to deal with my closed comedones and does have anti-aging properties as well. This is an adaptogene gel. It is different gel. And this is a tube that's about $14 for a 30-day supply, but I do not use it every day. This is something you should only use in the evening, and you must make sure you're using an SPF on your skin the next morning, because this will make your skin more sensitive to the sun, like any retinol or tretinoin product does. And yeah, so this is what I use for acne and with anti-aging benefits. I really love this product. It's an over-the-counter purchase. You can get a prescription, but it's actually cheaper to just buy the over-the-counter one. So I get the over-the-counter one, but it was recommended to me as a prescription from my dermatologist. And it can be harsh and barrier disrupting. So that's why supporting the barrier is important. And I really recommend, if you're going to start using any form of a retinol or tretinoin or adaptogene gel, you do it slowly. They say start low and slow. So low in the percentage and slow in the uptake. So you want to use it like every 3 days, then every other day. And if my skin is feeling strong and good, I will be using it every day. But the moment I'm getting some barrier disruption and that burning feeling, I take a few days off. So that's how I do it. You can also, if your skin is really sensitive and dehydrated, sandwich it. So you put a moisturizing product down, then you put this down, then you put a moisturizing product down again. And sometimes what I'll do for that is I will use a glycerin spray, which I have one from Prequel, and I also have one from a brand called FutureWise. So I will spray one of those glycerin sprays, then put this, then we move on to moisturizing. I like thick, buttery moisturizers. It's just what my skin craves and loves, so that's what I do. I want them heavy. And I love the Kate Somerville Delicate, but it's pricey, and this is a great alternative. You can see I'm almost out. This is very luxurious feeling, but for a better price. This is the Glossier After Balm, so that is what I go in with. Oh, I forgot, as a spot treatment, this is also prescription grade, so I do get this at the pharmacy. My derm sends in a prescription. This is for my acne spots to treat them, and this is what is it? Clindamycin. I honestly don't know. There it is. It's like a very interesting dab applicator, almost like those dot pens that you used as a kid in preschool. Just me? Anybody else? So I use that for spot treatments, and I use that obviously before like my moisturizers and serums and everything. If I need to deeply exfoliate, I will not use Differin. You don't want to use any actives. This is the active for the evening, and that is the Kate Somerville Exfoliate. I've been using this probably for a decade, and I absolutely love this product. And another spot treatment that I love that is not prescription is the Kate Somerville Eradicate spot treatment. It's one of those like bottles, glass bottles, and there's like a thick clay at the bottom and then like a liquid, and you dip your Q-tip all the way down and through and dot it on. I do really like the Eradicate one if I don't have my prescription one. And then this, like I said, I'll use once to twice a week to exfoliate the skin. Exfoliation is particularly important if you are dealing with closed comedones. And then if my skin is at one of those points where it's just feeling a little bit inflamed, a little bit irritated, very dehydrated, say I've been traveling a lot, that kind of thing, I will do a occlusive on top of my moisturizer to really really lock in the hydration. And an occlusive, for example, would be like an oil. Vaseline is a really affordable occlusive, but these are the two occlusives that I like to use. Although granted, this one is a semi-occlusive, it's not a complete occlusive. I know I'm using big words. Can you tell how much I have put effort into skincare and learning and figuring out how to solve my problems? Hey buddy, look, it's my bestie. He came to say, Mommy, you have beautiful skin. I think you're beautiful. Also, poor humans having to put so much work in. Sorry for the interruption. We had an Elton P break. Anyways, this is the Cicaplast Balm by La Roche-Posay. I really love this, which also reminds me, La Roche-Posay Toleriane face wash is another really affordable face wash that is hydrating and not stripping. So if you cannot get your hands on the Prequel one, pick up the La Roche-Posay Toleriane. Those are probably my two all-time favorite face washes. And the other one that I use is the FutureWise one. This is a much cleaner alternative to using Vaseline. Vaseline is very affordable, and if that's what you need, that's a great product. And so is the Healing Balm from CeraVe. I use the Healing Balm from CeraVe after laser treatments, which we're gonna get into. But on a regular basis, if I'm going to use an occlusive, it's either that one or this one. Yes, it looks very similar to Vaseline. It's a bit less oily and thick feeling, and it scans like much higher on the Yuka app if you scan your products. And then there's this. This is my anti-aging tool. This is the Therabody Red Light Therapy Mask. There's a lot of research that shows red light therapy is very good for anti-aging. And this has two different red light settings, infrared and normal red. And then it also has blue, which is good for acne. It's a 9-minute total runtime. And I do this almost every single night. I do this before I put on my Differin gel. So again, I use this after I've cleansed and removed makeup, but before I use all of the other products. I would say 5 to 6 nights of the week I manage to do this, and I find it just a really relaxing zen moment, and 9 minutes isn't much, and I can walk around with it on because it has this nifty head strap that keeps it on. So I don't know, I walk around looking like Darth Vader or whatever that character is. And then the only other thing that I do is lasers. I do the Clear and Brilliant laser, which was recommended to me by my dermatologist as mostly an anti-aging treatment. Essentially what Clear and Brilliant targets is discoloration. So it creates a more even skin tone. If you ask a lot of dermatologists, they'll say that when they look at somebody's face, what gives away the age is not fine lines and wrinkles, but rather discoloration. I have very freckled skin. Like I said, I spent like 28, 29 years not using sunscreen, so I have sun damage and I have acne scarring. And all of that, contributes to looking a bit older. There's nothing wrong with that, but like I said, I would rather not premature age, I'd rather age at the correct pace, and I cause premature aging by not protecting my skin. So I'm now trying to essentially reverse some of that premature aging. I can do a whole video. In fact, I am gonna do a whole video later this month on how it feels to age and not be able to see yourself and how it affects self-esteem and just the weight that is, because it's a unique experience and it's something that I've been struggling with, so I'd like to talk about it. But yeah, my derm recommended that would be the best treatment for me and how my skin was looking. And so I've done 2 of 3 sessions. You could buy from my dermatologist. You can get obviously just 1 session, though they say majority of people aren't gonna see any results after 1, and if you do, it's gonna be very minimal. But you can also buy packages of 3 or 6. To start, I bought a package of 3, and you do them every 4 to 6 weeks. So 4 to 6 weeks apart. It's about a 30-ish minute treatment. It is painful. I go in without any makeup on, of course. They numb the face for about 20 to 30 minutes with numbing cream. It hurt less the second time around than it did the first. I think they just did a bit more numbing. They left me a little longer. My derm, the way they explained it was it feels like you're cooking bacon and the grease is splattering on your face. Extremely accurate. That is exactly how it feels. It feels like grease splattering on your skin over and over and over again. And they basically take a laser and they go all over every crevice of the face. And then they do it extra on the parts where your skin is gonna need it the most based on where your discoloration is. Some people use this to remove freckles. I'm not using it to remove my freckles, though a side effect is gonna be that it does reduce the darkness of my freckles. I'm doing it more for melasma, acne scarring, and that kind of thing. So yeah, I've gone to 2 sessions out of 3. My third is gonna be June 13th. The first go around when your face is the most numb, it almost feels like nothing, and then like slowly gets more and more painful as they go. But it's totally bearable. Like I just breathe through it, talk to my derm. It's not that big of a deal. The healing, if you do get cold sores, which I do, it can trigger cold sores. So you're gonna wanna talk to your derm about that, and they can give you an antiviral to make sure that doesn't happen. You will experience, everybody's gonna be different, but you can experience, and I personally experience, your skin feeling like literal sandpaper. Like I could sand a boat with it, my whole face. And that takes about 5 to 7 days to go down completely. You can experience a bit of swelling. I didn't really on my second time, but my first time I got swelling around here. On top of targeting discoloration and even creating a more even glowy skin tone, it's also going to target fine lines. So for example, my smile lines did decrease slightly from it because it is stimulating collagen. I had asked about microneedling, and she said basically if you're gonna do microneedling, do Clear and Brilliant instead, because it's gonna get similar but better results. So the same way like microneedling stimulates collagen, Clear and Brilliant is gonna stimulate more collagen and get a better even skin tone. So that's why I went with Clear and Brilliant. Doing procedures like this is not for everybody. I'm just trying to be completely fully transparent and say that like if you're seeing my skin change, it's not because I'm just like using vitamin C that's brightening my dark spots. Like no, I think it's really damaging to people's self-esteem when people are getting Botox and filler and surgery and lasers and using prescription grade skincare products, taking prescription medications to improve their appearance and saying it's skincare. It's not. So I'm just sharing this not to pressure you or make you feel like it's something you should do, but to say I am being fully transparent and that is what I am doing. I've had a lot of people DMing me on Instagram because I've been showing it on my Instagram stories that I've been doing it, asking me about it and for advice and my experience and what I think, and like saying that they are asking because it's something that they've been thinking about. So I just want to be totally transparent and share my experience. So far, I have not had any negative side effects. I've only had positive side effects, other than of course the normal to be expected healing after your laser treatment. It's a pretty good beginner laser. I would say it's a very like baby laser. It's a beginner laser. It's not as intense as a lot of other options. And the only thing I will say about lasers, they are expensive. Obviously packages do make it a bit cheaper. Regardless, it is expensive. Medi spas are always going to be less expensive than going to a dermatologist, but it's less expensive oftentimes for a reason. So I would recommend, if you can afford it, to do it through a derm, because you're going to get a little bit more highly trained oftentimes. If you're gonna do a medi spa, just do your research, because lasers can go wrong really easily, as can things like Botox and filler. So just be careful with where you're going and what you're getting. Do your research, and just know that when you do pursue more intense treatments like this, anything can go wrong. So you have to sign up knowing that and knowing what risks you're signing up for. And that's it. That's all, that's everything. Yes, there are other products that I use and try and experiment with and cycle through, but this is the current routine, and it's the routine that I've had for quite a few months now. My skin's doing pretty good right now. Yes, I still have acne. Yeah, I'll get like one day where my skin is so clear and I'm like, oh, bless. And then I know the next day I'm gonna wake up with like 3 cystic spots. Such is life. Comment down below if you have any questions, or if there's anything that has worked for you with your adult or cystic acne, or any of these other skincare concerns that I've shared that I have. Let me know if you've tried other laser treatments that have worked for you and what your experience has been. Very curious to have some conversation in the comment section down below. And thank you again to Rituals for sponsoring this video. All that's linked down below. And until next time, you can click over here to see me share products that are more affordable alternatives or dupes to expensive products that I love, or over here to see what I keep packed with me in my skincare and makeup bags when I travel. Bye.